I've never known a coven to not keep an extensive library. I'd be interested to see what books they may have in this place. May give some ideas as to what they may have done with our friend. So Harvey's going to move 2 spaces. And then for his action, he's going to move into the study. He's doing the old man shuffle. And in this room, there are some cards, but he doesn't have any actions left, so he can't explore yet. So old man Harvey's wasted no time separating himself from the pack. Michael calls after him. Where you wandering off to, you old fool? Stick with the party if you want to stay alive, Gramps. So Michael, he moves north up towards corner hallway 2. So 2 moves, and his action was to move again.
Just like men to go running off when there's still work to do. Harvey, put your jacket on. You'll catch a cold. Now Gloria is going to move 2, and then she's going to explore.
All right, let's see what's revealed. In this room, you find nothing of interest. All right, so the players have made their moves, and now it's time for Kate. Kate, what are you going to do?
I think that Harvey might, have something going on, going towards the library, and I kind of have to look after him. I am the sensible one,
Taking care of the elderly.
Yeah, exactly.
That's thoughtful.
Yeah.
Very sweet. I like to kill the sweet ones first. Okay, so take me through your moves, sir.
Okay, well, I'm going to do 1 move.
Yes.
Another move.
Okay, stop right there. I'm going to interrupt her actions here. I'm going to play a Mythos card.
Of course you are.
So remember I said Mythos cards are cards that you can, the keeper can play during the player's turns. And this one has a cost. It costs 1 threat token. And thankfully I started the game with 1 threat token, so I can use this. I'm going to put this threat token back in the resource pool to show that I've spent it. And let's find out what happens. This card is called Unholy Presence. The room stinks of blood and unholy ceremonies. Maybe Harvey had an accident in his pants. He's old. You sense the lingering presence of some ancient evil. A figure rises from the shadows. Place 1 cultist in the room.
Oh, I love those
So
cultists.
I'm going to get to put a cultist in the room.
Of course you are.
So let me just find the cultist figure. Here we go. So I guess it says to place in the room, so it sounds like I can place it anywhere I want in the room. So why wouldn't I place it on the same space as both you and Gloria?
Of course. Just
Threes.
They just love to hang out with the girl
What did I
characters.
say? Three's Company. So actually,
We
that
have to
was
take horror checks?
you have. Oh yes, we have to do horror checks. We have to.
Righty.
So thank you, Adrian. So horror checks happen when a monster comes out because we have to see whether or not
I'm
the
horrified
players.
by it.
Yeah. Does it scare you to see a cultist, or are you like, whatever?
Whatever. So now, me and Gloria are gonna have to take a horror check because a monster just came into our area, and that tests our willpower and if we get scared or not.
Okay, so there's a willpower stat, and the keeper gets to decide what order they're going to test in, and I'm going to get Gloria to test her willpower first. What's Gloria's willpower?
Willpower is 6.
So at this point, she has to get 6 or less, but there's actually a stat on the monster which will change that a little bit. This monster isn't terribly scary,
No.
so they actually get a little bit of a bonus here. What
It's
is the
just a
bonus?
+1.
A +1.
So yeah.
So instead of being 6, now she can roll 7 or less.
7 or less. So
I
yeah.
guess cultists aren't very spooky.
No.
No. Okay, so let's see what they get.
4.
4. So Gloria's not concerned with this
Whatever.
cultist. Yeah, I've seen plenty of cultists in her
Yeah.
day. What about Kate?
So Kate has a willpower of 5,
Okay.
and then we get to add 1 for the modifier.
Yeah.
And so I have to get either a 6 or less.
All right, let's do it.
5.
5. All right, so neither of them are concerned with this cultist.
Whatever.
That could have gone better for me, but all right. So now, what would you like to do?
I have
with
my
Kate?
1 action left, and of course, I'm going to be following, Harvey to make sure he's okay.
Kate doesn't want to stick around and fight this
No,
cultist?
I'm not really good with the whole strong thing. I'm more like the mind, the puzzling, that sort of thing. So
Okay.
I'm like, okay, I'll leave that to the guy with the gun, which is
Michael?
Michael, yeah.
Oh, you're gonna leave Michael to clean up. Leaving the man's job. I understand.
Exactly.
Okay. So you're gonna try to leave this room. Now, if you try
Yeah.
to leave a room where a space where a monster is, you're not going to fight them. You have to do an evade test.
Yeah.
So this is a test against your dexterity. So what's your dexterity there, Kate?
4.
Ah, great. So you have a dexterity of 4.
Well, I'm actually going to be spending a clue token, and that is my luck is added when I spend one of
Right. If
these.
you spend a clue token, it gives you a little bonus. You get to add your luck,
Which is 3.
which is 3, to her dexterity stat,
Which
was
is 4. So now I have to get a 7 or less.
So 7 or less will do
And the
it.
reason why I did that and spent my clue token is because my equipment, I can get them for an action, so I don't have to spare them.
You're not worried about running
No,
a skill
I can
point?
just come get them back. If
We'll
needed.
see. We'll see what happens. Go ahead. So you have to get 7 or less.
Yeah. 4.
And at 4. So she evades the monster and moves into the room with Harvey. And that's the end of the player's
The
turn.
investigators, yeah.
So now it's the keeper's turn.
Great.
All right. So now it is the keeper's turn. This is the best part of the game. Anyway, so there's step 1 is the investigators can trade items if they want,
Yep.
and that's probably not going to happen this first turn. So I'll skip to the next part, which is I get to gain my threat tokens. This is what I use to play my actions. I get 4 of them, 1 for each investigator. And now I get to use them on my actions. So one of the actions I can use is summon worshippers. It costs 1 threat. It allows me to put a cultist in a room, a space containing an altar. Now I don't think this was on the original setup of the map. There's actually supposed to be 2 altars in the game. One up here in the ceremony room, and then one down in cave 2. So apologize if I didn't have that in the earlier videos. So I'm going to put one here in the ceremony room, and actually I think I'll put a second one in the ceremony room. Why not, right? And then I'll spend another threat token to move a monster up to 2 spaces. So I'm going to go 1, 2, and I think I will save my last threat token. And so now I get to attack with my monsters. And look at this. Poor little old Gloria is all by her lonesome with a cultist. So my cultist is going to attempt to attack Gloria. So what I have to do now is draw a card from here, and that will tell me what kind of attack I get to use. So I have to keep drawing cards until one of these cards describes the attack action that's going to happen. So here's one that says monster attack, and it says the monster makes its special attack. So I'm going to look at the bottom of this monster, and his special attack is written on the bottom. So Andrew, I'm going to get you to take care of Gloria here.
Okay.
The cultist calls out to his brethren, test dexterity. So what's Gloria's dexterity there?
A 3.
Okay, so
It's pretty low.
it is pretty low.
I think I'm gonna spend a clue token because it's low and she doesn't have a very high
Okay.
health. So.
Hopefully our online friend will
I
agree
hope you
with
don't
this
get too mad.
So how much will that add to Gloria's dexterity?
3.
So her
So
luck
it'll
is
be
3.
at least 6.
6 or less.
Okay.
Ooh, it's a 10. That's a fail.
Sorry.
Another cultist runs into the room. Place a new cultist in your space. It may attack this turn.
Of course it will.
So sorry about that. So now we have 2
horror
cultists
check.
in the room. We have to do another horror check. So Gloria's horror rating, her willpower is?
Is 6, but she gets a +1, so
Okay,
it's 7.
7 or less.
1.
She's
Not
not
scared.
Yeah, not worried. So now we have to. This cultist. This cultist can attack. So we will see what happens here.
Attack.
Find a card that says monster attack. This monster makes its special attack.
Oh,
so
great.
here we go. Another
I'll have
special
to bring
attack.
it. No, I think.
The cultist
Okay.
charges, covered in blood. Test your dexterity, +1.
Okay, so it's gonna be 4 or under now.
Yeah. Might just spend all the clue tokens.
I'm just not gonna spend one of them.
All right, you're gonna go for it.
Yeah. 1.
Okay, it's a pass. You avoid his grasp, no effect. All right, good roll. All right, so after that, it's the event step, which means I take one of these little timer tokens, put on the event card, and we're done.
That's it.
Players, back to you.